Well, I'm gonna try to do the Tails Don't Touch the Wall stage and see how that goes.
The president must be over there. Let's go.
Oh, whoops, A button is what you're supposed to hold. And you're not supposed to touch the walls. Right, that's how you did those curves. You have to let go of the A button. Kinda. I'm still trying to master how you do the drifting. I'm still trying to master the drift because I know there's a drift and they probably want you to make use of that for all the corners. Ah, going too fast. Should have slowed down. Should have slowed down. I realized it myself what the mistake was. I should have slowed down. What the? I just wanted to drift there. I didn't mean to turn the car into the wall like that. Ah! As much as I dislike Aquatic Mine and um, Eternal Engine and Crazy Gadget, Mad Space, I still think this mission in particular with Don't Touch the Wall is still probably the most difficult mission out there, for me at least. Maybe it's super easy for anyone else with the Don't Touch the Walls, but for me, this is like the hardest freaking thing you can do.
Select a stage.
To drive the cars here without hitting the walls. I'm still not sure why the bridge have to be so curved like this. I don't understand it. It's so high up too. Who built a bridge like this? What was their inspiration for when they designed this bridge for Sonic Adventure 2? What was their inspiration? Because I've never heard of a bridge looking like this. Nor of a bridge being this high up. I mean, according to the foreground, this bridge is way up in the sky. Like, you can, when the stage starts, you can sort of see with just how up you are because the city line looks so puny in comparison to this bridge stage. One goes, how high up is it built? For the buildings to look so small. Must be like as tall as a mountain, the startup of this bridge. That means you have to go up a massive uphill to just even remotely reach the freaking the roof of this bridge. Well, not the roof, but the base of this bridge, you know? And that just seems way out there, you know? And also, with all these curves and all, like, who built the bridge? And if I'm being honest, that's the furthest I think I've ever gotten with this stage. I don't think I've ever made it past the first lap like I did there. But it's a good thing. That means I'm starting to learn the curves. And I have no idea what the fifth mission is, to be honest. I have no idea what it is. If it's a hard mode or what is their fifth mission? Is it a race? I have no idea what the fifth mission could be. And as I said, I've never once completed this mission. Even as a child playing Sonic Adventure 2. Most other missions I've completed before, but this, never. I've never made it past this stage. And when I say never, I mean it literally. Never. I've never completed this Don't Touch the Wall one. I think I've played this one, like, without a joke, probably several hundred times as a kid, and never succeeding, and just becoming increasingly frustrated with the control mechanics of this car driving. But as I've now grown older and have slightly more, well, patience and experience as a gamer in general, I think I will be able to succeed this just eventually. And then that will be a massive personal victory to just clear this 4th mission. I know I'll have to do it with Rouge too, so I will be far from done, but, you know, it will be a start.
Select a stage.
The president must be over there. Let's go.
By the way, I have not checked up on how many emblems there's from the Chow stuff. And I will have to do that so that I know how much I have to do with the Chow Garden on my own time. Not own time in the sense of, for some reason, I could have sworn I pressed the button to drift, but for some reason the game didn't want to drift there. That was odd. Anyway, as I was explaining before, it's not that I'm not going to do any Chow Garden stuff in person, it just means that I have to read up on how much grinding, in that sense, I have to do for Chows. Like how many times I have to just complete a stage just to get the upgrade parts to be able to feed them to my Chows so that I could do all of them. Because I'm pretty sure, just by the fact that I did the beginning level of the karate and I got one, that is a massive one I have to do. That I have to complete the Chow karate. But I have to check how it is for the racing. Like, is it I have to complete each level of the different courses, or is it just complete one course in the beginner and that gives an emblem? Like, I have to check on that, because we didn't get an emblem from the Chow racing when we did that last time, but we did get an emblem for the karate. Honestly, that was kind of the game's fault there. It was insisting on drifting when I had long since abandoned the button input for the drift. But the game was still insisted on, oh, you want to drift now? I was like, no game, I don't want to keep drifting. The drift is for the curves, not for the straight roads. Because I want to be able to just turn when it's on the straight course. So I don't need it drifting. Just so I could reach the finish line, I did that boost. I think that would be the best time to use the boost whenever I get access to it.
Select a stage.
The president must be over there. Let's go.
I kind of wish these stages in particular didn't have extra lives. That you could just infinitely retry these stages. Because the fact that you have lives on you for these doesn't really make sense, because you normally don't have a way of dying unless you're playing Rouge's stage. But Tails' version doesn't really have any way of dying, and losing lives in the Don't Touch the Wall is just because you touched the wall and the game wants to treat it as you lost a life when Not really, she just restarts you.
Power boost. I'm getting closer.
Ah! I thought I had the handle on that corner there. But the fact that I've sort of learned the first lap is a huge win for me. That I've learned the first lap. Because that means that I can eventually learn the second lap. Ah! Game! That was so mean. And I'm aware that this whole thing is probably gonna be 1 or 2 YouTube videos, but for those seeing this on YouTube, I hope you still find this amusing, seeing me failing this don't touch the wall one. Because for you guys, probably like, easy as counting to 3 or something like that. But you know, that's the grind you have to do when you're an emblem hunter. Which I've kind of made like a promise to myself that this is the only game I'm going to 100% the optional stuff like I'm doing now. The only game. Any other Sonic game, I am just basically gonna play them to the main story's ends, or you know, have to be like the true final villain and all that. That's how I'll do for future Sonic playthroughs. Oh, that corner, man, or that curve. Am I on the 3rd lap yet? No, this is still the 2nd lap. My word, the 2nd lap is so long. As opposed to like the 1st lap, it's so much longer. The game didn't want to drift there. I was preparing the input like you have to with like slightly let go of the A button and then press the analog at the same time to get the drift. But the game didn't register it and just thought I let go of the A to kind of lower my speed when that's not what my intention was there. Because I know I could have made that last turn there in that 2nd lap if it just gave me the drift turn. But I've gotten better at this drift thing. I've gotten better at it. Not fully an expert on it, but I've gotten a lot better on it. That was insanely close. I almost lost there. And it would not have been my fault because the game just decided, oh yeah, you gotta get really, really close to the wall there. Like uncomfortably close to it. No, game. I pressed for drift. I freaking pressed for drift there. Dear Lord.
Select a stage.
The president must be over there. Let's go.
Okay, so I'll say that. I kind of disagree with how I lost there, but sure, is what I say to that. Because I just did the drift corner here, but apparently the width of Tails' plane was too long. I think it's the word I'm looking for. It was too long. And honestly, this stage, the only one that I'm fine with the sound effects being so loud. Because the fact you keep hearing squeak for the drift here is good, because then you know when you manage to trigger the drift, which the game, as soon as I mention that, when drifting, you can drift in this game? Nah, man, you can't drift, that's in your imagination. Like, that was ridiculous. Like, I was swerving and kind of drifting all the way before that point, but then right when that corner came up, the game was like, no, we have to give up now on the most important corner there is. Yes, you are, Tails. You are getting closer. Ah, thank you. I was like, no, game, please, please give me the drift here. I know I have a boost, but I'm not gonna use a game. It's all about not touching walls, after all. I know I'm running low on time, but I desperately want to succeed this, so... if that was needed for me to complete that turn in particular, then so be it. That means I can do this.
Tails, did you find the president?
Almost, Sonic. Just a few more minutes.
I slowed down because I saw what the game was gonna do there with all those hoops and like, all those bump on the road. They would make me go too fast. Also, does it say born to be fast on the rings there? That's kind of fun. That sounds like something Sonic would say, not really Tails. No! No! I wasn't expecting the curve right there in the cave. No! Son of a... I was so close there! I was so close! No! Ah! That's so depressing! Because it felt really good. It felt like that was the time I was gonna succeed. Oh man. Okay. Have to just lock in again. So I can move on and go to a different stage. That was a delayed out by Tails. Oh, come on! Come on, game! You should have let that slide! Come on! I was drifting, officer. I was drifting. I wasn't doing anything illegal. I wasn't touching any walls without their consent. I was just drifting, I promise.
Select a stage.
Man.
The president must be over there. Let's go.
I will complete this mission. Even if this is all I do for the rest of the stream, which I really hope won't come to pass, but I will pass. I need to know what the 5th mission is. And I can't know what number 5 is unless I complete number 4. Yes, I know it exists Google Chat, but, you know, I want it to be a surprise what the 5th mission is. Instead of just Googling the answer, you know? The game didn't let me drift there? Okay, is what I say to that. Oh, come on, not this again. Why can't you even turn that sharply with the drift? If 5 is still hard mode, then I'm very curious of how they can possibly make this race harder than what it is. That's all I wonder. Like, how can he possibly top this, don't touch the wall? Like, how can he make it even harder? Is it like a combination of all? Like, oh, don't touch the wall, don't touch a car, and get 100... Can't be get 100 rings at the same time because that will make it easy, but, you know, something like that where they combine multiple missions into one. Because that's the only way I can see them making this harder than what it is. Ah, thank you. The game gave me the drift there. Again, I was slightly worried it was gonna eat the input again. What? What? I call hacks? That wall clearly had a magnet on. And it made itself slightly wider so it would count as Tails nudging it. That was...
Select a stage.
That was the most nonsensical loft I had. The one I just had there. With me barely gracing the wall. And it goes out. A millimeter of the car touched the wall. So therefore it counts as you touched the wall. And I'm sorry for you fellow Americans if you didn't understand how much of half a millimeter was. I am not well versed in the American measurements. So I don't know what is smaller than an inch. Or should you just said a quarter of an inch? Half of an inch? I guess that would be the equivalent. Like, even though throughout my childhood I was exposed to like the foot and inch thing thanks to Pokemon cards, it still doesn't mean that I managed to learn what those exact measurements were. I think there was a time when that was something that I did, that I looked up a Pokemon's height and then tried to find a formula to how to convert it into meters and centimeters. I think I did that just to have fun. Like, it says Umbreon is 3'3". How big does it mean that Umbreon is? You know. And if I remember correctly, the answer to that is that 3'3" equals like 100 centimeters, if I'm not mistaken. I'm still curious though with evolutions. Like, is it 3'3"? They're counting like his height, or is it 3'3" counting the length of an Umbreon? Like, if it just counts the length of an Umbreon, then what is his height then? If 3'3" is the length, what's the height? And if 3'3" is the height, what's the length of an Umbreon? Like, that becomes my big question. I was running low on times, I had to use the power boost there. Because somehow it did that the first lap slower than the other times. Ah! So it's doing so good there with that curve. It's doing so good. But one thing I do know though is that I am, well, that a lot of the Pokemon heights is nonsense, and that B, that I'm
Select a
seemingly
stage.
taller than most Pokemons out there.
The president must be over there. Let's go.
For like a large margin as well. I don't know about my weight though, if I don't think, like, it's probably a lot easier for people to be taller than most Pokemon than it is for them to be heavier than most Pokemons. Simply because they have Pokemons like Snorlax and Steelix that are ridiculously heavy. Or maybe not ridiculously heavy, but heavy to the point where the average person would not outweigh them. It was starting to swerve a little bit too much there for my liking tails. I had to put an end to it.
I'm getting closer.
Because if he was gonna continue swerving like that, I had a feeling he was going to hit the wall. Just because I couldn't control the driving there. Okay, stop swerving, Tails. You don't need to swerve right now. But now you need to. Because there's a massive Tokyo Drift corner there. Or at least that's how I see it. There's a massive Tokyo Drift corner. Nope, stop. It's a straight road, Tails. You don't need to swerve. Sometimes it's really easy to deactivate the drift, but other times it's really difficult to deactivate it for some reason. And like there, he didn't want to activate it. Speaking of, hey, welcome Octagon. How are you doing? How are you doing? I'm doing well. I'm just, you know, being a little bit stuck on this "Don't Touch the Wall" mission. Oh, I still have a lot to do left with this game. I still have plenty of missions to go. I still think I have probably a good minimum 3 more streams left, because I have all of the missions to do for Crazy Gadget, Mad Space, and Aquatic Mine, as well as Eternal Engine and Cannon's Core. For those, I have to do all the missions, and then I also have a bunch of time attack missions and hard mode to do for Rouge and Knuckles. I have these last 2 cart missions for Tails and Rouge, and then however many is needed from the Chow minigame. No. want to drift there.